legends, I hope you're all fantastic. On today's video, we're going to check out this Charles Cilia Bellaurora. This is probably one of the very best instruments I've ever played in my life. If you're Australian, chances are you may have heard of Charles and his work. Not only is he renowned in guitar aficionado circles as an incredible luthier, but he's also renowned for his amazing setups as well. Charles is a buddy of mine, but he's not paying for this video. He doesn't even know that I'm making it. I just want to drop it as a surprise because he's let me borrow this guitar for a few days. I played it live on the show that I'm playing here. Basically took it out of the gig bag, did a sound check, did the entire gig, had a pretty great time, and I've been playing it here in my hotel room. It's one of those things that's kind of hard to put down. And I mean, visually, this is just a stunning instrument. The woods on the top here and the way the finish kind of brings out that figured grain, the little details like the natural binding and the inside of the F-holes being so clean and detailed. The fretwork on here is absolutely immaculate. This guitar feels like it has been plecked by a really great luthier, but Charles doesn't have a pleck. He just does everything by measuring carefully and by doing it by hand, and ultimately just being a player who knows what a good setup should feel like. Super clean on the fingerboard edges, everything's super smooth, the nut's great. Back of the guitar, the finish is flawless on there. Like, just aesthetically, this is a beautiful thing. Charles also makes his own pickups in here. So this has a pair of his Blue Murder pickups. And, you know, when he told me the pickups are called Blue Murder pickups, I just went, dude, you're one of us. You get it. I love that he's used that name. And John Sykes fans will understand there. So not only does this thing play really, really great, I think it sounds amazing as well. And the way Charles has just kind of been able to voice every part of this instrument is a real testament to the work he does and why he's got such a great reputation, and why I think people from outside of Australia should really be turned on to his work. So I'm just going to give you a bunch of sound clips in here, and I'll also kind of put up a little bit of the footage that I took going down to the warehouse, because Charles did sort out an issue that I had with my ES335 recently, and that was like my introduction to his amazing workshop and his workspace and just kind of generally his attitude and outlook on guitars. I really can't say enough nice things about it. So let's just hear some tones. As you can hear from those clips, this guitar is a lot more than just a really well-finished, pretty instrument. It's a supremely playable and supremely tuneful instrument. That neck pickup on there and the way it cleans up, without even having to use the coil tap on there, is easily one of my favorite neck pickup tones that I think I've ever had the chance to play on there. Just the aesthetics of the instrument as well, I think, are really nice. It's kind of hard to do a headstock that isn't a Fender or a Gibson headstock and get it to look balanced. The proportions of the body, when I played this live, it's really nicely weighted. It's not neck heavy like some hollow body and semi-hollow body guitars can be. The controls are in the right place for what I like. And the setup on here, the fretwork and the fingerboard is just unbelievable. It's as good as anything else I have ever played out there. And I was saying to Charles after the show that just kind of felt like the guitar wanted to go with me. I didn't have to fight it. If I wanted to go for some kind of over-the-top shreddy stuff, it was there with me. If I wanted to do some really subtle things, if I wanted to play delicate chords with lots of detail in there, it would let me do that. It's clearly a guitar made by somebody who's really good at playing guitar, and it's kind of tuned to just enable players to do the thing that they want. And I was lucky enough to go down to Charles's workshop a few weeks ago and play a bunch of other instruments, and they just kind of all had that quality to me. So, we're living in a world where basically, in order to be considered a good guitar brand or anything in general, actually, you have to have good marketing. And the fact that Charles essentially relies on word of mouth, and it's old school, takes care of his clients, does fantastic work with everything in-house where possible, and just loves the guitar and guitar music, I think is super refreshing. And it makes me just want to go out and order one of his guitars immediately to have in my collection, because not only do I love the way that this plays and sounds, that's the most important thing, right? The extra things behind it, the passion for the craft, the, I guess now considered old world skills in there of just being able to have a human being fine-tune the instrument to the point that it feels like, say, something like a modern Plex setup or something like that, I think is something that should be cherished. And if you're like me and you just love great guitars and guitar music, you should definitely go and check this out. And I will reiterate again, Charles doesn't know that I'm making this video. I'm just pumped about this instrument, and I'm very, very lucky to have borrowed it for the last couple of days. I'll put some information in the video description if you want to check it out. If you've played one of Charles's guitars or you own one of them, please let me know in the comments section below. I feel like it's one of Australia's best kept secrets, the work that this amazing man is doing. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like what I'm doing on the channel, all the usual links in the video description. Have a great day. Go and play your guitars today and make some glorious guitar noises. And I'll see you all on the next one. Cheers.